It's time to bring the action. We've got 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. Ben is off to a great start. Marco trying to hang there, side by side, down to front, straight away we go. Ben trying to eke out in front. Marco, let's see how late he breaks. He gets into
and
Ben. Along goes Ben.
Ben is
Four square to the lead. Dan to the lead.
Dan,
So
I think, ended up cutting the corner to get around all of this mess.
Yeah, but I don't think he had any other choice, and he hasn't had to give the spot. So Ben back to 3rd, Marco to 5th. As Marco looks to the right side of BG, can't get there. Into the Lesmos we go. So here goes Foursquare looking to the lead, and how about this? Our 2-time series champion Dan comes off a Parabolica as the race leader. Dan with the fastest lap on the opening lap. Yep, there goes Foursquare. Clear of Dan. Ben with the preferred line.
Into turn 1.
He'll clear Dan. Oh, a slide. A caution in sector 3. That's David going around at the exit of Ascari. Wow.
But now Marco's going to have to clear Dan
and back
quickly.
into the barrier.
With this, Ben is not really pulling away at all.
Ben goes wide. Here comes Dan, a huge run. Marco, can he take it 3 wide? He's peeking. He's thinking about it. He thought about it. Dan with the inside lane through Parabolica.
With how Marco usually drives, I'm surprised he didn't go for it.
I think he's thinking big picture here. He has to think big picture here. But Dan losing touch.
Had to go to the gravel trap there because Dan was a little bit slow off the corner.
Oh, and Dan sends Marco into the barrier.
Dan
and they
just
both go off.
Marco's nose, and Marco is once again wrecked.
Oh, that hurts. And a 10-second time penalty for Dan exceeding track limits. Marco into the barrier. Oh, that hurts bad.
Dan just out of turn 6 got a little bit too loose and came back up into Marco. And
Foursquare out! And a virtual safety car! Wow! The aggression on the exit of Ascari! That has got to hurt!
The pressure just got to him. He hit the curb, and it just that curb right there is like ice.
And
the
Brian
curb there is like ice. Hits it, and he's just around.
Second.
Ben is going to be able to pit easily right now with the virtual safety car.
Yeah, he's not going to lose that lead. Many Things is going to come through the sector now, up to 3rd.
I know. I got a podium.
Oh,
Ben right here just flexing his like 9 wins.
Marco's gone around.
Foursquare.
Yeah, he did not get out, though. He is fortunate to be able to continue and still have maybe a chance.
Probably the same issue as Foursquare, though, just driving a little bit too hard through there and jumped the curb.
Yeah, and those tires. Now Marco's just trying to get to pit lane. Cleaning off the tires. Yeah, that is a very dangerous corner. High speed, exit of Ascari.
And if you just jump that curb a little too wrong, it just... You just lose all traction and you're just around.
He was like the most successful without a win.
So the explanation,
for fuck's sakes.
Foursquare declined an interview. There's a car going around, same spot at Ascari. That's the 4th time today somebody's been caught out on the exit of Ascari.
But you gotta understand Foursquare not wanting to do an interview, probably just a little bit too frustrated.
I don't blame him.
Better not to say anything at the moment.
Yeah, I don't blame him for declining an interview, but his explanation said what he said was he shouldn't have pushed so hard on those tires. He was going to pit that lap, and he wanted the biggest gap he could heading into pit lane.
I don't think so. Not this time.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Marco's gone wide, and out he is!
God damn. We're there again.
And a safety car is deployed!
Don't worry, I wrecked Raz. He wrecked.
Probably something
This brought me back into the race.
BG didn't want to see the
BG
most.
didn't want to see. David might be able to get a lap back if he plays his cards right.
I don't think I ever won a lap
Many
down,
things
did I?
and avenged is what they want to see.
You are a lap down.
BG,
Oh.
BG doesn't.
So Ben into the pit lane.
I'm getting a free points off.
And that might be decided. That might have decided the championship right there. Oh, David just got out in front of Ben. That's what he needed to get back onto the lead lap.
Ha.
Wow! Oh, he ran into the safety car!
He ran into the safety car!
He ran into the safety car!
What a scrub!
Holy shit.
He's run into the safety car!
This man got
Oh my goodness!
Well,
The safety car was having none of his shit!
What a Grand Prix!
I can catch up.
And Ben back into the pit. Oh, he's going for fastest lap, I'd be pretty sure. Also noticing that his peers are on softs.
Yeah.
and we're gonna have like a 8 or 9 laps.
We're gonna have a
at the
sprint.
end, so.
Yeah.
And the safety car will be going in this lap. So on this restart, Brian will lead us to the green, Dan second, Many Things third, Ben in fourth. Dan has a 10-second time penalty as we're going green with 8 laps remaining in the Italian Grand Prix. Brian Many Things easily can score one of their best finishes and
Penalty! Many things got a
oh
penalty!
my!
Okay.
Collision under
Clip
safety
if it
car.
needs to be reversed. Save your video clip and send it if it needs to be.
If he actually
Yeah,
hit somebody, then it's...
I lightly tagged him, but I didn't do anything to like affect him.
And the safety car is in. Back to racing we go. And Bougie into the grass.
Almost wrecked. He
Dan
lost
takes
the
over
lead.
the race
He
lead.
didn't even lead a lap. PG managed to not even lead a lap.
Aren't you
Yeah,
glad
we
you
should
joined
say
me in the booth for this one, Malenko?
Damn right, BG managed to fuck it up. He wasn't even going more than 80 miles an hour and wrecked
If
almost.
Dan could just gain 10 seconds right here, this could be something. As Ben, now right behind Many Things, I think this is the first time in a while that Ben's been in traffic, other than obviously the start of the Grand Prix.
BG going wide, almost off the track.
Many Things wide, has to keep the car under control. Trying to block Ben! Into the grass! Hard contact for Many Things!
He hit me. Oh my god.
And Brian, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
He got the lead and he let it just go to his head. Almost spun on a restart, now cutting corners.
Yeah, he's giving this Grand Prix victory back to Ben.
He may not even get a podium how far he's fallen now. 3
Yeah,
seconds, Many Things right behind him, plus Dan is pulling from him now.
Ben back to second. Dan with the fastest lap, a 1:23, 1:40.
After the safety car went in, we almost had BG wreck out on a restart, and then Many Things
Many
almost wreck
Things
out with
spun
Ben.
as well. I think the
Nope.
only around goes there into the gravel trap goes Dan. Brother Ben looking to the left side. Side by side they go through the long sweeping right-hander. Into the chicane, Dan lets him through. Dan all over the gearbox of Ben. Into the Lesmos we go. Through the second of the Lesmos. Now Dan will have DRS and the slipstream up the hill to Ascari. Big run on Ben, looking to the right side.
Dan almost into the wall.
Yep. Dan back to the race lead. Around goes Dan.
That's the third person to spin
Oh,
through
almost
there.
across the track, almost into Brian.
That is the third person to wreck me there. Hitting the curb on the exit there is just... You can't recover from it.
The only one that really happened in front of me was the first lap one, and then Dan spinning out of...
And going wide is Ben! He just wants to make it a little spicy for Brian. Oh, and Brian's loose!
Those spicy boys.
Oh no!
And the caution in sector 2, that's many things out!
We started with 7, down to 3.
We're down to 3, and we're not even done!
I crashed at the first Lesmo.
Oh, the first of the 2 Lesmo curves has caught out many things, but I believe he made the 90% mark.
Yes,
He should still get points.
For P4. And I got fastest lap as well.
That's right, and because you made the 90% mark, you qualify for it. I have to go back to make sure you made 90%, but I'm pretty sure you did.
I mean, I crashed at lap 26.
Yeah, I think that's...
Now with that, even if BG manages to wreck, he still gets the podium.
Yeah. So a secured podium for Brian in the second Grand Prix back. But we're not done yet. We still got a Ascari to go for all 3 of these guys. Through Ascari for the final time.
Everyone.
Ben going wide, but he just kept his foot in it. And a caution in sector 2, that's Dan.
Oh, and Dan spawn.
And through Parabolica for the last time, and I believe, if I've counted right, for the 11th time this season, Ben will win the Italian Grand Prix. Brian coming home with a safe podium in second. Wow.
23 seconds. At the end when he did that, Dan, he got another 10 seconds.
If I had just finished,
So
I would have been podium.
Ben wins his 11th Grand Prix of the season. Brian with second in his second start of the season. Dan comes home third. Many things, I believe, gets past the 90% mark, comes home fourth. David DNFs would be credited with 5th. Markle DNF'd would have been credited with 6th. Foursquare DNF'd early would have been credited with 7th. Didn't even make a pit stop in a Grand Prix yet.